Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Conversations with Cal, the show that initiates engaging conversation. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and today our conversation centers around the Cleveland Blues Society. And here to tell us more about this wonderful organization is the president, Mr. Bill Koteles, and board member, Ms. Teri Pealer. Let's go inside and check it out. Bill, thanks so much for being on the show, and I'm really honored to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for asking us to be here.
What inspired the Cleveland Blues Society?
Well, it was a number of longtime blues players that wanted to organize the blues in Cleveland. We didn't have a blues society. There are a lot of societies around the city, around the country, around the state, I should say. And we wanted to get together and have jams and just get to know each other better and be part of the keep the blues alive in Cleveland, because it's an art that's slowly going away, the old time blues, and we're trying to keep most of that going.
How would you describe the state of blues in Cleveland when you initially started, and how it's evolved to now because of the organization? What has the organization done to enhance the blues in the city of Cleveland, would you say?
Well, I think we made a lot more people aware that there is quite a few quality musicians here. A number of them have traveled the country, the world. I think the recognition of our blues artists, we have a Hall of Fame that we do almost every year. We've done it since, I think, 2009. And the awareness. I mean, and it was actually formed for education and awareness. It was an organization that, because it was 501c3.
Right.
And we're trying to bring awareness to schools. We used to do some blues in schools. We've done county fair, which made us aware to different people out there. Like I said, we had the Hall of Fames, we've got the monthly jams. So exposure, I think, is that, and then bringing the younger people into the organization, even though their style of blues has changed a little bit. We're still trying to hold the classic blues that came up from the South and from Chicago, and keep that alive. We have a number of longtime players. We're all getting to be our age, unfortunately. But they're still out there, and they're very supportive of our organization. And
what's the most rewarding aspect of this for you?
Well, I'm president of the organization. I've been president for a number of years. I got involved around 2012. I started going out listening to music around 2010. Meeting these musicians, because I always thought they are special, but right. Like, you know, I can't touch them. I mean, right. You can't talk to them. I mean, they're unique and right. Blah blah blah. And they got to know them on a one-to-one basis. They're wonderful people, and a lot of respect for their talents, because I played some instruments in high school and I wasn't very good. And I think the passion they show to their whatever genre they're playing, you know, the blues is what we're after, but they just love playing music and writing music and just go out and playing. And like we did the county fair, it was a week of volunteer bands. We had like 25 bands, and these people would just come out and play for us, and it was just so rewarding. And it makes what we do as an organization, what I do, worth it. I mean, it's sometimes it's a lot of work. Sometimes it's a struggle, but working my job and family, but music's a beautiful art.
Who are some of the like unsung heroes that really helped foster this? People who may not know their names, people like behind the scenes, because I know it took a lot of work to even get this organized and get it up and running. Are there anybody that you could single out that really helped promote, the Cleveland Blues Society, work with you, a mentor or somebody?
Well, there were a few people that were, I wish I had the list, but the founding members, one was John Adams, who was the drummer at the Indians games. Everybody just thought he was a drummer, played a bass drum at the Indians game, but actually he was a musician. He played drums.
Wow, see, I didn't know that.
He was a founder. Gary Kraft, who was one of the early founders. Dodd Frank, he's still involved. He's involved with our Hall of Fame. He's been involved with the organization. He's a historian. Boy.
Go on. Name some of the people who have been inducted in the Hall of Fame recently or.
Well, recently we've had Alan Green Band, and he's been a Cleveland musician for many, many years. Tim Matson, he's been here forever. Donnie Baker, who grew up here and then California, came back. Unfortunately, he passed earlier this year. Travis Haddix.
Travis Haddix, okay.
He's been around. He travels the world. He has world tours. That's Hall of Famers that are in right now. I mean, there's
about how many people are in the Hall of Fame, roughly, ballpark, would you say?
25 to 30.
30. Okay.
We have, we go back, I think it was 2009, I think was the first
one. Okay.
Right around there.
Okay.
It was down at Wilbert's downtown. It was an old venue that brought in a lot of music, traveling music. That people would be going from Chicago to another venue in New York, and they'd stop at Wilbert's. And actually, the owner of Wilbert's got into the Hall of Fame for his efforts to bring blues acts, bring music to Cleveland, and he's a great guy.
People don't normally associate Cleveland, with blues, would you say? So why is it so important to have the Cleveland Blues Society?
There's a lot of blues lovers out there. I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, like Chicago's the big one, and we're the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. I mean, this is where, okay, it's rock and roll.
Right.
We're a music city.
Right.
And we have all styles of music. And I gave out the music award for blues a couple years ago, but there were all different styles that were awarded. And it was just fun to be down there and see like 20 different styles of music got best of awarded, and blues was one of them. So I think we have a little chunk of the population that still love blues, and we all go out to different venues and promote, and people say, "Oh, I've never heard of the Blues Society." I mean, we're online, we send out emails, we're in magazines sometimes. We have actually right now we have 5 different events every month. We have a jam that we've been doing since 2008. And then we have 3 other jams that are scattered throughout the city. One's down in Cleveland, one's on the west side, one's in Kent. And then we do a blues symposium, which is actually tomorrow in Broadview Heights with Bob Frank, who is pretty much our historian. And we sit and talk about the music that they're doing, and he has a special guest, and then they both play and they talk about their history. Great. And we get a nice crowd, and it's out in the suburbs, and we get it's an older crowd, but there's they come and they listen, and that's the nice thing about I think our crowds is that We don't come in there and scream and shout and we come in and we want to listen.
We want to listen to the blues.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I've got a clip of Travis Haddock's that I want to show the audience.
Okay.
Travis Haddock's Hall of Famer, Cleveland Blues Society. Let's take a look.
Travis, the longtime Haddock. On November 26, 1938, Travis Haddock was born at home in his parents' sharecropping cabin in Hatchie Bottom, Mississippi. Travis's dad, Chalmers Haddock, known locally as Rooster, played the Delta-style blues, and Travis recalls local blues artists like Joe Hill Lewis visiting his dad at home. At the age of 9, the family moved to Walnut, Mississippi, a small town about an hour and a half away from Memphis, which Travis recalls as seeming like a big city, with a bank, a gas station, a Western auto store, and a cotton gin. Travis attended the then still segregated Walnut schools and graduated in 1957 from all-black Walnut High, having been a standout in academics and basketball. In 1958, Travis moved with his family to Milwaukee, where he enrolled at Marquette University, hoping to get a walk-on spot on the basketball team, which unfortunately didn't happen. In 1961, Travis was drafted into the U.S. Army and was eventually sent to Germany, where he served as a radar track operator. Following his discharge from the Army, Travis moved to Cleveland, where he used his Army electronics training working as an electrician on construction projects. He also began fronting the band Chuck and the Tremblers. Chuck and the Tremblers played the clubs around 105th and Euclid, and also began opening shows for touring artists at the Plush Entertainment Center on Miles Avenue. One night in 1985, Johnny Taylor showed up for a show at the Plush without a band of his own and hired away the entire band, minus frontman Travis Haddock. So Travis started his own band with the late Frank Silk Smith, Marvin Young, Eli Thomas, Scanlon Scatman Sharp, and Tyrone Pierce. They continued playing at the Plush, opening shows for artists like Clarence Carter, Artie Blues Boy White, Johnny Taylor, Little Johnny Taylor, Lattimore, Denise LaSalle, Joe Simon, and Bobby Bland. Travis made 5 albums for Atlanta-based Ichiban Records, and in 1989 started his own Juan San Records, for whom he's recorded another 14 albums and CDs. Travis's clever, quirky, and sometimes risque songs were beginning to get the attention of other blues artists. Artie Blues Boy White, Jimmy Dawkins, Son Seals, Lee Shot Williams, Michael Burks, Charles Wilson, and Dickie Williams have all covered Travis Haddock songs, most frequently Everything Is Everything and Bag Lady.
The sun is shining, I'm sad. What makes other people happy?
In 1990, Travis began taking his act on the road. He traveled first to Switzerland, then branched out to other countries. To date, he's performed in 22 different countries, playing clubs, festivals, and concerts.
That's the way it's going to stay.
The past few years have seen Travis performing at more and more high-profile venues and events, like Buddy Guy's Club in Chicago, and the Chicago Blues Festival.
One more thing I got to tell you. I'm overjoyed to hear of its breakup.
He's begun receiving awards like the Cullen Lifetime Achievement Award, the Gay Rose Keeping the Blues Alive Award, and now, of course, the Cleveland Blues Hall of Fame.
Always make me cry.
In 2011, Travis and his wife May will celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. Travis and his band have recently released their first full-length DVD, and they have more recordings and tours planned for the future. For Travis Haddix, this one-time U.S. Army missile control operator, the career trajectory is straight up.
I'm not gonna tell you a word of lie. Everything I say is true. I'm gonna explain the reason why. I blame it all on you.
Welcome back to Conversations with Cal. I'm here with Miss Teri Pealer, who is a board member and chairman of the upcoming event, the Blues Cruise. Teri, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Let's talk about this event, the Blues Cruise. You got me all excited.
Okay, well, it is Monday, August 25th. That's just coming up real quick.
Yeah.
We board at 6:45. We pull out of the dock at 7:30 sharp. And we have live music from 7:30 all the way up until 11 p.m. We have 4 different sets of music from local blues musicians. And we do have tickets available, and you can get those at clevelandblues.org.
And how do you choose the lineup for the musicians, and do you change the musicians every year? How does that work?
Well, very carefully. Requires some balance and some diplomacy. We have so many great musicians in the area to choose from, and we try to mix it up with different musicians every year. We do have some repeaters, but we try not to get everybody like 2 years in a row. We like to space them out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we like to bring on some legacy performers and some Hall of Fame inductees, and then mix that in with some younger talent or some just newer musicians.
I was going to ask you about that. The younger. What's the younger blues generation? How difficult is it now to get younger people into the blues?
It is probably the biggest hurdle that we have, let's just say. It's really hard to get young people interested in that. And it's even harder to bring the awareness to them that, hey, we're here and there's plenty of musicians who will mentor you and, will bring you into the fold and educate you and showcase you and just want to include you, be inclusive. We do have some younger musicians who have just showed up throughout the years at jams, and they've become quite the skilled musicians now. And we have a whole set of them on the cruise this year.
Why do you enjoy the blues so much?
Oh my! Well, I grew up listening to it. My parents were very instrumental in educating me and turning me on to all different kinds of music, and it brings me great joy. I love music as a whole in general, and the blues just struck a special chord with me, and I think it's really important to carry on that type of music and keep it alive.
Share a special moment from the Blues Cruise. I mean, something that stands out that you remember or resonate with you.
There are so many moments, but I will say one of my favorite moments is, and there's many of them, is crazy Marvin Braxton. And he just lived to be on that cruise and just brought him so much joy. And to see that happen and just the energy that the crowd just feeds off of that, and just everyone loves it. And so, I mean, those types of moments are what stick in my mind.
What impact do you think blues has on Cleveland?
Oh my. Well, it's underrated. I think it's kind of underground. It's a lot more out in the open now. The impact has been great. Cleveland Blues Society has been instrumental in opening up the doors and allowing other musicians to network, giving them places to share their talents, experience just blues music for people that may not have done it before. It's a really tough row to hoe sometimes, but we stick in there with it, you know.
And how do you feel about blues in general in Cleveland in terms of where the society started from and where you are today?
Oh my, we've come leaps and bounds from the very beginning. I've been involved since 2009 and was part of the first board and have been on the board on and off.
So that was the year 2009 was the year of the first induction too, right? Or no?
No, I think it might have been, was it 2009 or 2010?
But around that time.
Yeah.
Many were around that time. Okay.
And yeah. So we started out with just doing a jam. We did a blues challenge, and that allowed a lot of local musicians to compete. And then the winners would go down to the international challenge in Memphis.
Okay.
And that opens up a lot of opportunities for the winners to do that. We started out with that. We've just done so many things to reach out into the community as far as events, not only just with jams, but like Bill had suggested earlier at the fair, our challenges, we did rallies in the alleys. We had a blues in the schools program, which we're currently trying to reignite and develop some so that we can reach out to the youth in our communities. That's a really important goal that we have. Hopefully one day we'll get to do a festival of some sort. We're working on that. We need sponsors for it. It's a lot of work. Yeah, one of our big hurdles is getting volunteers to help us.
Right.
You know.
I asked Bill this question. So what's the most rewarding aspect of being a part of the Cleveland Blues Society for Teri Pealer?
Keeping it alive and sharing it with youth. Reeling them in. Just getting them to fall in love with the blues. People in general to fall in love with the blues. And just rediscover the roots of that type of music. And there's so many places that it comes from and so many different types of it. And there's just so much that people don't know about it.
Did you play an instrument yourself ever or sing?
For a nanosecond, I played the cornet in the school band, and I was not really all that into it, and so I gave it up. I'm more of the event planner, music concert goer.
Do you have a favorite blues artist? You don't want to
you're not gonna corner me. Let me just say this. I mean, as far as Cleveland goes, there's just too many for me to even mention. I will say that I very frequently saw Bill Mr. Stress, and Robert Lockwood when he was around. I love Chicago blues, Texas blues. I have a lot of touring musician friends, and they've opened up a lot of knowledge and doors, and yeah.
I have a question for you. So, just by you talking, that made me think: is blues different? Like, is Texas blues different than Chicago blues and Cleveland blues? So it's different.
It's different. They all bring a different flavor and a different style and a different flair to it. And that's the great thing about blues, and it's a thing that I think so many people miss. There's just so many different types of blues roots music out there, and you really need to take a look at it, travel to it, listen to it, reach out for it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And everybody can start by going to the Blues Cruise.
That's right. Go to the Blues Cruise. Meet some people. Recognize your local talent,
And listen.
Yeah.
Like Bill said,
Listen.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, Teri, for being on the show. It's been a blast.
Appreciate it.
Okay. That's it from the Cleveland Blues Society. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV20 and Conversations with Cal. And remember, if you don't like what's being said, change the conversation.